Hi, this is Guy4267 and in today's video I will be showing you how to do some ballasting on a layout. First of all, I do apologise for the background noise. I've just had some little chicks that hatched last week and unfortunately they had to be put in my shed because it was too cold down in the hatch. Anyway, I will be showing you now what we need to do our ballasting. First of all, you would need the glue, which is a 50-50 water and glue mix. I use PVA, but you could probably use some other glue as long as it's not too strong. And also a bit of washing up liquid, because what it does is when you come to ballast the track and put the glue down with the syringe, the fairy liquid allows the glue to seep into all the nooks and crannies to make sure that the gravel holds well. And with the water, that's just simple water in a spray can for when you go to spray the water across the ballast to allow the fairy liquid and water and glue to seep into the cracks. Anyway, the syringe is used for simply just sucking up the glue and spreading it where you need it. I tend to find that method a lot easier than trying to use one of these to get in everywhere. It tends to be quite messy just using one of those, so I use a syringe. And that is, as I just explained, for the water. Anyway, and as well, we're going to need some ballast, which I have here. I use a nothing too fancy, just a cup with an end for making tipping quite a lot easier. I do know that I use a Gauge Master ballast. That comes out quite well, as you can probably just about make out there. And finally, the last thing you'll need is a brush. I just use a simple epoxy brush, but any brush will do. So this is a section of track we will be ballasting today. So this is already nailed down with my TND further up in the corner. I can show you that later if you would really like. So first of all, with my little cup, I spread the ballast along evenly. Make sure not to put too much on. You can always add later, but it's harder to take away than add. So simple down the middle. Now what probably takes the most time is getting the ballast spread out evenly. And the reason this takes so long is because usually with tracks in real layouts, and well, by layouts I mean like the British Rail, the thing, whatever. So you need to make sure, as I have done here, that the track, the ballast, sorry, barely sits, well, always goes in between the sleepers, and if you don't achieve that, then it's not going to look very realistic. So don't worry later on about getting glue on the track, because you can always use a track rubber to get the glue off. I'll just show you all that I'm doing here. It's getting the brush and just lightly rubbing along the sleepers to make sure the ballast gets evenly distributed throughout the track. Now, as for the outside, what I tend to do is, again, simply use the cap to put a bit more ballast along the top, so that with your brush you can just put that through the centre to make the ballast go to the sides of the track. What I've seen with some people, such as Everard Junction, on his track, well, he puts his track on top of what I think is a cork, like board type of thing, so that when he comes to ballasting, it's quite a lot easier to get the part I'm doing right now just right. So this is the outcome of my intensive brushing for the past, well, some time, and it looks pretty good unless you have any objections, and if you do, then please let me know in the comment bar below. Pardon my gigantic finger, but I listened to it a bit wrong. So after you've done that step, simply with your spray can of choice, send a gentle mist over the area you've just ballasted, like so. By light mist I mean I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it is there. Anyway, after this step you cannot go back, so anything you see that you think needs to be changed, then do change it now, because otherwise you won't have an opportunity after that to change anything about the ballast. So just some final adjustments to make sure it's all up to date. No, not up to date. Some final adjustments to make sure it's up to standard. And once it is up to standard, then with your glue and your syringe, put the syringe in the glue mixture, and then get a good syringe full, and then I'll move that out of the way. So now with the syringe, simple, just, and don't be afraid to get it on the track, because like I said earlier, it can always be taken out with a track rubber, but and just make sure you get all of it really soaked in deep, because you don't want your ballast falling apart. A little while after you just put it down. And if you don't think it looks too realistic now, then you can always go over and weather it further on. In fact, I think once again Everard Junction has a few videos on how to do that. And once you finish the glue, that's probably the effect you want to have. Very wet, bit of crack. So don't worry, the wet will obviously wipe away sometime when you're finished, so don't be too worried about getting your track drenched. So I think that's all there is now. Just wait a good 24 hours for it to dry, and then you should have a nice bit of track that looks something like that if you've used the ballast I've used. But yeah, I think that's all for now. I will see you in my upcoming videos, and like my last video I uploaded, I will be attending Railfest. So I should be getting some stuff up there and do a review of it. If not, then I'll get some stuff again when I get back. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next videos. Goodbye for now.